We hate love. We love hate. We love hate. We hate love. Notification squad. What's up, TJ? What's up, you? What's up, J Dark? Dark ass J. Are narcissists apathetic? I mean, not about themselves, right? You know? They care about something. More than you can say for some people, right? TJ, I wear hoods inside too because I don't comb my hair either. Yeah, you know, it's a disaster. I mean, look at this shit. Look how fucked up this is. Look, it's just fucked up. I mean, I should fucking wear it out to just properly display my shame. How's my night been? I don't know. Who cares? Just a bunch of fucking shit. Same as every other night. Just fucking misery. Just fucking bullshit. TJ, I think you are a piece of glorious edginess. Well, I'm glad you find it glorious. It's tedious to me a lot of the time. Whatever. I don't try to be edgy, usually. Sometimes I do. But it's just a consequence of my nature. I don't know. There's some water there. A little bit of agua. Never hurt nobody. Is World War III about to start? Well, at least it'd be something, you know? Why are you streaming, TJ? I don't know. Boredom. You ever go for walks? I used to. I don't anymore. Scared of people. Love chapter 1. Thank you. I appreciate it. Glad you enjoyed it. Probably would have been done sooner if not for just a bunch of other bullshit. Hope you enjoy chapter 2. Well, of course I can write. I've been writing forever. I mean, most of my videos have been scripted. Not all of them, but a lot of them, especially in the last 5 or 6 years. So. I hate people too. I really do. It's to the point where, like, I hear these people, they, you know, every time there's a tragedy, you know, it's like, what could cause someone to do that? You know, this person shot a bunch of people. Well, why? It's like, really? Is anyone really fucking confused? I mean, are you seriously, like, asking that? It's, it's fucking, I mean, you know, I'm not saying it's a good thing to shoot a bunch of people, but, you know, is it really that hard to figure out why? I don't know. Not for me, it ain't. I think it's pretty goddamn obvious. How would I react if one of my books became a New York Times bestseller? I'd be glad for the money, that's for sure. Give me some money. That sounds good. Yeah. I can make me enough money I never have to write another one. That'd be my dream. Let me pull a JD Salinger and just vanish. The way it's written sounds professional. I like how you spelled written without a W. That's kind of nice. Yeah, well, what's it supposed to sound like? Is there any Rule 34 of TJ and Doug Walker yet? No. I mean, I haven't seen it anyway, you know. If there's an artist here that wants to depict that, you know, I'll try to fap to it. You mentioned watching Forensic Files. Have you tried Your Worst Nightmare on Netflix? No, I've never heard of it. What is it? What be that, sir? Oh. Kid got bullied at school, had a shitty home life. Why did he do it? Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I mean, I'm talking about on a larger context of just like, look at the species. And I mean, you know, is it really a wonder anyone would have a grievance with this fucking race of beings known as humans? It doesn't seem that fucking strange to me. how does one just indiscriminately want to kill? It's like, have you seen us? Have you seen the shit we do? Have you seen the shit we say? Have you seen the shit we engage in? Have you taken a good, solid look at the nature of human beings? Whatever. Just finished watching the Doug Walker jerk off. Then you weren't live. Ugh, I'm so dedicated to your message like a goddamn automaton. Cool. I don't know what message that is, but... Would you ever do a mass shooting? No, too lazy. But I certainly understand the mindset. And I always felt that way, even after, like, Columbine and stuff. You know, it's like, well, it's really not that much of a mystery to me. Shouldn't be talking, TJ. You look like a fat General Custer. Who'd I talk about? What should I not talk about because I look like fat General Custer? I wasn't... What subjects? Let me know what subjects that precludes me from participating in. All of them? Should I just shut up in general? You know? Is this just another shill stream? I don't think I've ever done a shill stream on here. Oh, yeah, I did. I did the giant shill stream for the $1 million. No, this isn't that. Although, you know, I certainly wouldn't complain if Super Chats came in or Streamlabs. But I'm not here begging for them. TJ, if you were suddenly in a situation where you could control everything in the world like Sim City or World, what's the first thing you'd do? Oh, I don't know. Massacre. I don't get why they kill random people instead of the specific people who piss them off. What makes you think that it's not just a critique of the whole of humanity? Maybe it's not about the specific people that piss them off. Maybe it's anger at the world itself. I don't know. Maybe we should just start locking up everyone who has the crazy eyes. Because, you know, it seems like every time there's one of these shooters, they're always like... You know, so maybe we just need to... Maybe we just need to be mindful of that, you know? If someone has that wide-eyed, blank stare, just be like, oh, okay. Well, they're obviously a shooter. Let's put them in jail now. Save ourselves the trouble. Why am I so confused? What do you mean? You are an enemy of women. Cool. This is why nihilistic atheism is dangerous, because it leads to the kind of hatred that leads to shootings. Ask and you shall receive. It's not much. Be here you go. I believe that plenty of Christians have committed murders and mass murders as well. I don't think that's unique to nihilistic atheists. In fact, I'm struggling to think of even one of these killers that can be concretely tied to a nihilistic variant of atheism. So, I don't know. Try again, I guess. Has there ever been a female mass shooter? There was one a fucking few days ago. I don't know what the mass shootings are going to do. Continuously getting worse, you know, maybe. Just a trend, you know, like a while back, everyone was a serial killer. Now everyone's a mass shooter. Maybe it'll be bombings next. You should do a stream where the goal is always the last donation plus $1, so you can always say, we're close to the goal, someone donate. What? Okay. It's a good idea. Nuke YouTube. More people need to talk about the disconnect with society that so many of these shooters have and what's causing it. I mean, society ain't for everybody, man. There's no society you can make that everyone's just going to be down with. There's always going to be people who reject society in its current form to some extent. You feel the same as Carlin when he said, I kind of like it when a lot of people die. No, he actually seemed to take some fucking glee in it. I haven't been able to desensitize myself to that level quite yet, but I definitely don't find myself profoundly affected usually by the shootings. I have to try to remember and be cognizant of the fact that other people are, so that I'm not being intentionally, or not intentionally callous, but I'm not being accidentally callous. It's because I'm not moved in the same way they are. TJF today, I will get a job. I will promise to become a patron of DFF since you don't have patron on TJ Kirk, do you? I do actually have one, but don't give to it because we're making some changes very soon. Someone shoots up a weight loss organization, SJWs will take issue with the phrase mass shooting for triggering fat hate. Oh, yeah, mass shooting. I get it. A while back, you suggested I smoke more weed when I got paranoid while I was high. It was counterintuitive, but it worked. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, I agree. I gave the advice, but yeah, it is counterintuitive. It doesn't really sound like a reasonable thought, but it does work. It's always worked for me. I'll get too high and be paranoid. The last thing I want to do is smoke more of what made me paranoid, but then you do it, and it's like, oh, okay, I've reached another level of high where I'm not fucking paranoid anymore. TJ seems like an all right dude, but he is no doubt a miserable person. I feel like I'm a person who has different moods based on the time and day and what's going on. I don't feel like I'm overall miserable or overall happy. I definitely have moments of misery and moments of levity and, you know, whatever. I'm not a fucking cartoon character. I'm not fucking Eeyore. Aha, he answered. What? Okay. Yeah, psychoanalyze me? Oh, that's lame. Have I tried Kratom? Yeah, it doesn't really do anything for me. And it seems like for some people it does interesting things. For me, it never has, so I just kind of don't fuck with it. Channel Ben Crandall is uploading all the Patreon stuff for DFF. We're aware of it. Why aren't you rocking? I don't know. Not the mood I'm in. Once again, not always in the same mood. You will pay me to psychoanalyze you. No, I won't. You're going to do that pro bono, dude. Because you ain't getting paid by me. Ah. Do you share a bed with Scott? No, I don't. Strangely enough. Does anything offend you? Sure. Is there any advice that Peterson gives to people that you agree with, like clean your room? Probably. Can't think of any offhand. TJ, have you heard about the protests about the Mormon Church interviewing children about chastity that have been taking place? It's a huge deal in SLC right now. No, I haven't heard about that. I didn't get a chance to watch WrestleMania. I was busy. Me and Paul were watching God's Not Dead 2 instead for a Cynics versus Cinema for patrons of the Cinema for Cynics channel. TJ tired TJ. Yeah, I'm a little tired. Yeah, it's kind of the thing, the Ben Crandall or whatever the fuck his name is that's uploading our DFF stuff. I've had people write me and say that, oh, I saw one of your shows on his channel and I decided to become a patron. So that's kind of neat, but we're still taking him down, so don't worry about it. Why does Rick and Morty suck so much? It doesn't. Wrestling isn't fake because sometimes they bleed. Okay. Can you elaborate why you think all religions are cults? I just struggle to understand what the difference is between a religion and a cult. Seems like other than the size, there isn't one. TJ, how do you stay calm when something or someone pisses you off to an extent where you want to put your fist through a fucking wall? I don't usually get that way, but I tried to read Camus before. I couldn't get into him. I tried to read The Stranger. I just thought it was boring. Disprove God in one word. I can't do that. Would you debate Destiny on anything? I don't know. I don't really know what we disagree on. I don't pay attention to him. I'm really done with the whole debate thing anyway. If I was going to debate someone, it would be someone more important than Destiny. Cults tend to be centralized around a single person or leader. Oh, like Jesus Christ or Muhammad or the Buddha, like that. If you had to become either a communist or fascist, which extreme ideology would you pick? Do I get to be part of the ruling class, or do I have to just be a citizen? Because that's an important distinction. Do you have a favorite angry video game nerd video? I always liked the Dark Castle review. Thought that was really good. Yeah. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the top 10 episodes you've had on DFF. Are you planning on doing more? Not upset, just curious. Well, there's a lot of people that don't like them. I personally do like them. So I'll probably do them occasionally, but not, I mean, obviously you have to take fan reaction into account. So I don't want to be totally beholden to what the audience wants and never do what I want, but, you got to compromise. Am I cool with Lacey Green? Sure. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything against her at this point. It's been so long since we had any sort of interaction. Has your goatee always been gray? It's not really gray. More white. I want to see another Tournament of Champions episode. I wanted to do one, but I got shot down. Gotti and Paul didn't want to do it. They're like, the fans won't like it. I'm like, all right, well, I guess. Will we ever see Space Race? Maybe. Can I get 2 5s for this 10? Yes. I'll get down on that. Oops. That sounds good. I'll do that for you. Thanks for the $10. I'll cheer 2 5s. They're in the mail. They'll be there any day now. Any day now, your 5s will arrive. Is God real? Don't waste my time. Top 10 movie genres. Is there even 10 movie genres? Let's see. Horror, thriller, action, romance, comedy, western. I don't know. There's more than that. But you said you take offense to some things. My autistic brain can't figure out what offense means. Can you explain what you think it means? I mean, it's a pretty basic thing. Offense is just when something is upsetting to you, right? It's when you find something upsetting, frustrating, angering, something like that. This particularly when we're talking about something that's a political stance, or if you're offended by something, that just means it upsets you. That's all it means. It's not a complicated thing. One of the funniest things to me is when people are super upset and offended by people being offended. Like, can you believe these fucking people are offended by this and fucking pussies? It's like, you seem kind of offended too. I don't really drink bottled water. Drink out of the faucet. On the rare occasion that I drink water. Will you have Ben on DFF? That would kind of defeat the purpose of it not being the Drunken Peasants, wouldn't it? Which YouTuber's career deserved to die? There have been some bad ones that I don't miss. I don't really care. I mean, it's really irrelevant to me. I've seen so many people come and go. I never thought any of them deserved it or didn't deserve it. I don't think it has much to do with it. I don't really have a favorite movie genre at this point. It seems like I just don't care about movies the way I used to, and it's not to say I never can enjoy anything, but I don't know, I just look at what is popular, like, especially over the last 10, 20 years of cinema. I'm just like, ugh. Just don't really care for much made after the year 2000. You know, and even the stuff before that, I'm kind of tired of. Would I eat a deep fried cow fetus? I mean, if it looked all right, I'd probably try a bite at least. I don't have anything against it. I'm not really big into documentaries. I find like usually they're trying to persuade me to a point of view I'm not really interested in. TJ, you said a while back you agreed with Nietzsche on morality. What do you disagree with him on? Hold on. Just got a $5 thing. TJ, DFF is great. About to smoke. About to go smoke some pan. All right, cool. So what do I disagree with Nietzsche on? I don't think he literally believed it to be true, but I think the whole eternal recurrence thing was a bit silly. I don't know that I fully get behind his Ubermensch ideal. Just don't. I just don't know if humanity's capable of reaching the plateaus that he imagines for us, or the vistas, I guess would be a better word. But who knows? It's hard to prophesy the future. But if anything, I feel like we're getting dumber. I think he didn't count on social media dumbing us down. And we just live now in the age of demagogues. It seems like, I mean, maybe we always have. I mean, there's always been demagogues for sure, but it just seems like now everyone's got their own little personal demagogue. Like, oh, okay, this is the person who has the truth. This is the person who has the answers. Like, oh, no, don't give me that. That's not true. What time is it for me? It's 2:08 a.m. How many chapters do you feel be necessary for my book? I don't have it like planned out, but there's gonna have to be something on moral relativism. That's at least one more. There's gonna have to be something on nihilism and postmodernism, but I'm not sure if those are gonna be separate chapters or not. So that's at least one more chapter, maybe two. There's going to have to be probably more than one chapter about religion. One's going to have to be about more conventional approaches to religion, and one's going to have to be about the new Peterson approach to religion, or maybe that can be one chapter as well. So I don't know. There's a few topics that are still on the table, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to be contained as easily as the first chapter was. Because the first chapter is talking about something that's pretty vague, which is subjective notions of order and chaos and how they intertwine with each other. There might have to be a chapter on subjectivity itself and what it means. So I don't know. There could be quite a few. I'm probably going to have to not only go after Peterson, I'm probably going to have to go after Sam Harris. I'm probably going to have to go after Noam Chomsky. So there's a lot of intellectual heavyweights that my high school dropout ass is going to be trying to take down. I don't give a shit anymore. What about Die Hard? It's 3:10 here. Greetings from the future. Wow. Oh, the yin yang thing, dude. I saw this response on the Jordan Peterson subreddit that was like, he totally doesn't understand these symbols. I have studied them for years. And yin and yang did not emerge from chaos. They emerged from kundun, a state of chaos. He literally goes on to call it chaos later in the same paragraph. I was like, what? You just said it wasn't chaos. Now it is again? Okay. Yeah. But the funny thing to me is the lack of specificity from most of them. It's just stock replies of like, oh, you took him out of context. Oh, you don't understand what he's really saying. It's the same shit I used to hear from Christians all the time. You know, you'd make a point about the Bible and they'd just be like, oh, you took it out of context. You make a point about Jesus or God or some contrary thing in the supposed nature of God. And, oh, you just don't understand. You don't understand God's plan. Who are you to question? And now I'm getting the same thing about Peterson. Who cares? It's just weird. Oh, and the other weird thing they do is like, oh, you're just this stupid high school dropout and you don't understand. And Peterson's this great academic. But Peterson himself criticizes academia. He acts like it's totally ridiculous. So, I mean, like, what is it? Are these institutions brainwashing kids to be Marxist drones? Or are they literally the litmus test for being taken seriously? I mean, you know, you can't have it both ways. What has Sam Harris said you disagree with? The entirety of his book on morality. I forget what it's called. But he has this objective morality stance that's just nonsense. You don't understand. You took it out of context, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just the laziest shit. I don't mind if you say that and then have some supporting statements like, here's what he meant, and here's what you said, and here's where you're misinterpreting, whatever. I mean, that's fine. That's one thing. I mean, we can talk about that. That's a discussion. But if you're just going to say you took it out of context and leave it at that, then fuck you. Get out of here. You're wasting my time and yours. The moral landscape. That's right. Yeah, the moral landscape. It's bullshit. I'm going to have to go reread it. I don't look forward to that. That's going to be painful. It was bad enough the first time I tried to read it. This time I actually got to read the whole fucking thing so that I'm not accused of taking him out of context, and even then I still will be, so whatever. Is the chat deleting comments? Yeah, probably it is, because it's set to top chat, and I think that there's also YouTube filter bullshit that it goes through. I know that it doesn't allow profanity, so no potty mouths allowed. You're being censored. How does that feel? Thank you, Skeptical Jesus. Have I ever considered making a movie with Paul? Yeah, we want to make movies, but we have to make money first. Make money, then movies. The Branch Petersonians. I like that. Talk about Sam Harris? I guess a little bit. Refuting Sam Harris would be better time spent than Jordan B. Peterson. Well, no, Sam Harris is actually far less egregious to me than Jordan Peterson, but I really don't disagree with him on a whole hell of a lot. But on morality, we find ourselves on very different ends of the autism spectrum. Favorite Star Trek Voyager episode? Scorpions. Thoughts on mayonnaise? It's good. What do you think about Sam Harris's statement that transcendent experiences can be achieved through meditation, granting that religious thinking is stupid and that God doesn't exist? I mean, well, he's only talking about a feeling of transcendence. He's talking about an emotional state. You know, he's not saying that there's some sort of supernatural component to those experiences. So I don't think there's anything inherently silly about it. Certainly people have had those experiences. There's obviously ways they can be triggered. So I don't really view that as a flaw. What do you disagree with Noam Chomsky about? Moral relativism, postmodernism, things of that nature. Anton LaVey was a funny man. Yay, war with Syria. That sounds fun. Proxy war with Russia. That's good times. Yeah, I know. Heap. Yeah, I know. I just, he tried to sell it as objective morality. I don't even agree with that argument, though. There's just so many ways you can fuck his system up. I mean, it can just be tripped up too easily. It doesn't make any sense. He doesn't even purport to have the answers to it because he knows that any sort of, he just posits like it might be possible to have an objective basis for morality, but he doesn't actually purport to know what that objective morality is. He's just like, oh, it needs more study. Well, I mean, if you don't have the goods, then don't try to sell us the goods. What's my subjective purpose in life? I don't know. To blather on incessantly until no one cares anymore what I have to say. If Trump goes to war with Syria, will the whole Trump-Russia narrative be dead in the water? Yeah, pretty much. Where did you learn everything you talk about? I don't know. By reading, by listening to people, by talking to people. It's a morality based on well-being, which can be measured, only to an extent. Do you think hentai is like feminism? No. I don't. Have you seen Adam Kokech's debate with Richard Spencer? What do you think about it? I don't know. I've never seen it. Can't we agree that there are basic survival principles in order to keep a human alive that are objectively true and could be argued to be immoral to deprive them of? But you're starting with the assumption that human beings deserve to survive. Where's your proof that that's true? TJ actually has a worm living inside of him telling him what to say. That's true. Very true. Do you know about Peter Joseph? If so, what do you think about TZM? He doesn't agree with Jordan Peterson either on pretty solid grounds, I believe. I've never heard of him. I don't know what TZM is. If you have some information about him and you think I'd be interested in him, you could send it to me on Twitter. My DMs are open. Should we make a law that no major powers be allowed to war with one another, and if they do, they can't use nukes? Oh, yeah, because everyone's going to obey that. It's called a peace treaty. I mean, that exists. How long before humans go extinct? I don't know. Who could say that? Should we trust the government? That obviously not, no. Oh, the zeitgeist thing. Well, the first zeitgeist that came out was a shoddily researched piece of boring shit, but I guess he's had many years to work on it, so maybe I'll take a second look. How high am I? I'm not really high right now. I'm just a little tired. That's okay. I'm not that tired. Do you plan on releasing your book in text form once you consider it to be complete? Well, I actually say that in the introduction, so maybe go back and listen again. I don't know. If you had the opportunity, would you take a picture with Donald Trump? I'm sure. Reason why I wouldn't want a picture with a famous person, especially one as famous as the president. Seems like 90% of people just agree with whatever philosopher they read last. Sure. How does society determine what private property is legitimate since land didn't belong to anyone in the first place? I mean, you know, at some point you just base it on pragmatism. I mean, is it really... It's not really causing a lot of problems right now to figure out who owns land. I mean, obviously there's still land disputes, but it seems like that's not a widespread issue. Mankind will never go extinct. That's not true. Are you planning to do personalized editions of your new book like you did with the Douchebag Bible? Yeah, probably, because a lot of people really like those. Stoic philosophers. I was never much into Stoicism. I'm much more into hedonism and nihilism and cynicism. Although I don't really, when I say cynicism, I mean like the Diogenes version of cynicism. I don't really get into his anti-materialism very much because it contradicts with my hedonism. But I did like a lot of Diogenes' stuff. Thoughts on Camille Paglia? I know who that is, don't I? I guess I don't. Do you think the end game of capitalism eventually leads to complete mechanization? I think capitalism will eventually destroy itself. I talk to people every day who seemingly think climate change is up for debate. It's just going to take the first of the major climate disasters. Like, ocean toxicity reaches such a level that, like, fish species that we used to eat go extinct, and, you know, things like that start happening. It's just going to be, by the time it's way too late to do anything, that's when people will stop their hemming and hawing and debating. I don't care for David much. Here's some booze money for the Prohibition DFF. Thank you. You get that scheduled soon. I do love watching that girl jiggle. Liberalism is a mental disorder. Never heard that before. I like Caligula, you know. It's an intense movie. TJ, I absolutely love your I Hate Bicyclists video. I died laughing when you spat the "no, you're the idiot" part. Keep it up. Yeah, that video pissed a lot of people off, man. I don't know. It seemed like half of them were pissed off because they were cyclists, and then half of them were pissed off because they didn't think it was worthy of being talked about or something. Gross. I have not seen Ready Player One. Um, I am going to take a small cigarette break, and I will be back momentarily. Audio from a pre.
Oh yeah, motherfucker, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, motherfucker, oh yeah! Welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries, featuring the amazing fucking atheist and his wet, scraggly hair, and his stupid fucking hat, answering your lovely, lovely questions. Starting with Kobil Shakur. Kobil? I don't know. What is a good question? Not this one. Tiche, what do you find most annoying about arguing with believers? I think the most annoying thing about arguing with believers of any kind, not just Christians, but people who have a strong set of beliefs in general, is their refusal to agree on the simple facts of reality that we should all agree on. It's like, okay, let's use the infinite regression thing as an example. They say, oh, the universe is so complex, it must have had a creator. And I say, the typical and easy atheist response that, okay, you're going to try to explain a complex universe by positing a complex deity. So you're not really providing an explanation. You're just saying that one complex thing can be explained by another complex thing. Well, that other complex thing would still need to be explained, and there's no evidence for it. And if we're going to believe in this complex thing that created the universe, then why can't we believe that the complexity of the universe could be something that occurred naturally? Obviously, you think that God is something that occurred naturally. And so it becomes, okay, well, then who created the creator? And they say, oh, well, you don't need someone to create the creator because I honestly don't know. You just don't. It's just, you don't need it. The God is eternal. He's always existed. It's like, why can't you say the same about the universe? Or why can't you say that, if a God can just form in the nothingness, or if a God can just be, then why can't the universe form? Why can't the universe evolve? Why can't the universe just be? And this is such a perfectly understandable argument, and yet if you try to use it on a believer, they're just, what? What? You talking crazy. You talking fucking crazy. That was Incompetent Gamer who asked that, by the way. Marcus Black asks, what is love? To which my answer is, baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Actually, you can hurt me. I enjoy it. Love is, there's so many different ways you can answer that. Do you want me to describe the sensation of being in love? Do you want me to describe the biology of being in love? Do you want me to describe the evolutionary history of being in love? Those two are kind of interrelated, but still kind of separate. Love is just assuming you're talking about love for a person, not love for like, I love this, Schoefferhofer grapefruit beer, woo, It's just a feeling of attachment to another person to the extent where you feel as though they complete you, much like the Joker said to Batman in The Dark Knight, which I consider to be a love story, because they need each other, They're yin and yang, and that's how it should be. There should be a synchronicity between people, um, a sense that you understand this person understands you, in ways that most people don't, and there's that sense of attachment, um, the sense of valuing them above all others, perhaps even valuing them above yourself. Um, but there's many different kinds of love. There's many different kinds of relationships. There's many different kinds of human interactions. It's hard to just encapsulate it with such an open-ended question. Hi, oh, this is a Tuptus 8000, by the way. Hi, what do you think about living like Christopher McCandless in a movie in the movie Into the Wild? Do you think that way of living could be awesome? Have you courage to do what Chris did, or do you think it is a waste of live? I have no idea who that is. I'm assuming that's like some let's go out into the wilderness and, live true to man's nature or some shit. Yeah, that's a waste of time. I have no inclination to do that. I enjoy luxury and comfort and air conditioning and bug spray, and I don't like being out in the sun where I'm exposed to the elements. I'm definitely an indoor kind of person. I think that the best thing would be to be a turtle, because then you carry your house around with you everywhere you go. And if people start to annoy you, you could just pull yourself into the shell, and you don't have to listen to their bullshit any longer. So I really wish human beings had shells. How'd I get to that? It doesn't matter. Stanley the doggy says, but as a serious question, why are you against designer babies? This is from a question I answered on Tumblr last night, where someone asked me about them, and I said, that nothing in human history leads me to believe that we as a species have the wisdom to handle the responsibility of being able to genetically manipulate our young in the womb so that they can be more in line with whatever our expectations are. The reason I don't like this is because so many people are idiots, and they're going to want to select for traits that I actually don't think are desirable, and it kind of stunts human evolution to an extent. Now, you might think of it as, taking evolution into our own hands, but to me it's like, oh, well, we can make a trait where they're more compliant to authority, so they'll get along better in the world and fit in better. I mean, a lot of parents would be like, yeah, I want them to fit in and, listen to me when I have things to tell them. But, being a conformist drone is not always a good thing. And then, there's things like parents could say, oh, well, let's make sure that the child isn't, gay or transgender or whatever. Let's basically all of these groups of people who have formed their own unique and rich subcultures, they could be theoretically done away with. It's kind of like the same reason that the mutants in X-Men don't want to take the cure for being a mutant. It's like, no, I like this unique way that I am. I like the fact that I'm special and can shoot lasers from my fucking eyeballs. You just want to make me normal. You want to make me what you want me to be instead of what I'm meant to.
All right, I'm back. Enough of you fucking 2 years ago, TJ, and your bullshit. Stupid fuck. Ah! Oh, Pick a superpower? What? Oh man, I was enjoying that video. Well, it's called like Weird Butts and Autism or some shit. Go back to that. Go watch it over there. Did I dye my hair? No. Miss TJ with glasses. All right. There you go. What do I think of Amish people? I don't really have much occasion to think about Amish people, do I? Do I still hate Eskimos? Well, obviously, my righteous and beautiful hatred of the Eskimo race has not dissipated with time. You know? How was the Sigara? It was fine. Thought I was done with the glasses. Well, I am. But someone asked for them, so here they are. I peaked 45 minutes ago. Wow. Didn't feel like my peak, but maybe it was. Maybe it was. Who can say? Who can know? Would you rather fuck Goku or Iron Man, and why? Goku, obviously. I want him to go Super Saiyan on my dick. TJ, you should drink Grey Goose vodka with that Red Bull, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah, you're right. I missed an opportunity. I don't really like vodka. Doesn't ever it doesn't ever sit right with me. Grey Goose probably is my favorite, but I'm just way more of a whiskey person. Tomato. The tomato's dead. I'm sorry. Do you still hate Aspies? I don't think I ever hated them. I just think that they can be annoying, especially when they don't understand jokes. I tend to tell a lot of jokes, so people who take them too seriously and try to deconstruct them annoy me. For the record, Rogue wanted a cure for her mutant powers because she has a touch of death. Please unblock Spawn Freak on Twitter. Thanks. If I blocked you, it was for a reason. Create a new account and try again. Don't be a dick next time. And also, I don't know what this Rogue shit you're I don't remember saying anything about Rogue. Maybe I did, but if you're whatever you're referencing, I don't remember. Paul Goodman's question? I don't see it on the screen, so But TJ, you are deconstructing a joke. Jordan Peterson. I wouldn't go so far as to call him a joke, but I do enjoy what you said. That was like 7 minutes ago, dude. Too long for TJ to remember. I didn't say anything about Rogue 7 minutes ago. Fuck you. I didn't mention her. Oh, okay, the 2 years ago thing. Yeah, I don't fucking remember what I said about Rogue 2 years ago. Fuck off. Thoughts on vinyl? I like it, but I don't. My record player is not hooked up right now, so. Thoughts on Hennessy? I don't really drink Hennessy. X-Men, stupid. All right. So worthwhile to type that out, isn't it? What is your favorite George Carlin bit? I always like the one on voting. I like the bit about the fire that gets out of control and eventually it leads to the destruction of the universe somehow. X-Men stupid. X-Men stupid. Okay. Roger that, buddy. Roger that. There is a huge lag between the video and the chat. Well, that's the way it is. That's not my thing. Looks like I'm supposed to fix YouTube's shit. That was nice. All right, I'm sick of. TJ, has there been any other restrooms that were as atrocious as the ones you described in the video, Walmart and other horrors? Probably. I mean, I don't know. X-Men, the big gay. Good one, man. Good stuff. Best album of 2014. I don't fucking remember 2014. It's too. Did I see the new Solo trailer? I did not. I've never really had an interaction with Aaron Ra. Bed. Why is YouTube trying to limit when freedom is our nature? I don't know that freedom is our nature. I have interacted with the hidden god Amun-Ra. Cool. Is Paul still holding the America Shades hostage? I think he just lost them. Are you and Ben still cool? I am. This is the best content you've had recently. Well, that's depressing to think about. Do you empathize with people who hate humanity? Yes. TJ, the big gay. Wow. All these people typing so much to you, and so much of it is baloney. I know, it's depressing. Like, have you nothing better to type than X-Men, the big gay? This is what you do with your existence. You have limited time on this earth, and this is what you do with it. And I have limited time on this earth, and this is what I'm wasting it on. EJ, what if you just exploded mid-sentence? That'd be interesting. Not for me, I'd just be dead. But, you know, for the rest of you, it'd be fascinating as fuck. First live streamed spontaneous human combustion. If anything, human nature is to suppress and conserve. We usually need communities of individuals willing to be selfless in order to have any sort of society that is altruistic. Yeah, maybe. I know that we're pretty rigid in our hierarchical organizing. And that predates humanity. I mean, chimps and baboons, gorillas, all have rigid social hierarchies. Chickens, those aren't our direct relatives in near sense, like the great apes. But I remember King Crocoduck. Do you think that Sargon has shaped his ideology to pander to his audience? I think that's fairly obvious what the answer to that is. TJ, I have watched you since I was 12. I'm 18 now. I've seen it all, man. Literally all your shit. Seep it up. Okay. Good times. Scotty doesn't live with me anymore. Scotty has his own abode. His own G-friend. Why are men so much funnier than women? I don't know. Look at me. I ain't funny. I'm a man. I don't know. There's some funny women. I think women tend to be more concerned with their reputations, maybe. More restrained. Brusqueness is not viewed the same way in a female as it is in a male. So some of those things could have something to do with it. They don't need to be as funny. Would I agree that a modern day Batman would solve a lot of problems? Probably not, no. Tell them to stop psychologically torturing me, TJ. Okay. I'll let them know. I'll write them a little post-it note. I feel like I'm probably the most conservative of everybody here. I mean, between me and Paul and Scotty, and even Ben, I feel like I've always been the most conservative of the people around me. But I'm not very conservative. I just hang out with a bunch of super liberal motherfuckers. I think Christopher Hitchens would get so much shit just for making his Why Women Are Not Funny monologue today. I mean, he got a bunch of shit then. It wasn't like it came out then and everyone's just like, oh, we understand what you're talking about. I mean, it was controversial and he got a lot of shit for it. He didn't care because he didn't give a shit about getting a lot of shit. You know, it's like, what are they going to do? Unless they're going to form a fucking mob and come kill me, I don't give a fuck what they think. Lovecraft combo, the Egyptian and Hindu snake invasion gods. Okay. Was that in Esquire? No, I think it was in Vanity Fair. No, I didn't get a gun. I was going to get a gun when I was going to be moving into a more country house. But since that didn't happen, you know, I don't consider myself a conservative nor a liberal, says Galen. I don't really like either of the labels, but I just recognize that I do tend more towards liberal thought, but try to be more independent, I guess. George Carlin were alive today, he would rip today's establishment a new one. Well, yeah, he always did. Favorite gay? I should just start calling myself a classical conservative. Just to fuck with conservatives and shit. Just be like, I'm not a liberal, I'm a classical conservative. How has no one thought to do that? Maybe they have, I just haven't seen it done. Why do you think Heath Ledger is the best Joker? I don't know if he is. I think it's for me it's between him and Mark Hamill, but I think that Heath Ledger wins it out because he actually had to physically portray the character as well. Whereas Hamill just had to portray the voice of the character. The Heath Ledger version, I don't know, it was just a more philosophical take on the character, and he kind of had a punk rock sort of vibe to him. It wasn't, I mean, you know, as cool as Jack Nicholson's portrayal of the Joker was, it was very much rooted in the comics and the lore, whereas Ledger, I think, reinvented the character while preserving the essence of the character and just did a really good job at making the Joker, who is an over-the-top character, seem very believable and seem like a person who could actually exist. So, yeah, I think he did a really good job. I really enjoyed his portrayal, but the Nicholson portrayal is great. The Hamill portrayal is great. The Leto portrayal is shit. The Cesar Romero portrayal is, it's fun. It's not really my Joker, but it's you know, it's a fun Joker. You know, how do you feel about a substantial amount of your audience being reprehensible rocks? I wasn't aware they were rocks of any variety, reprehensible or not. Uh, Have you ever worn one of your own fiction T-shirts in public? If so, what reactions did you receive? I have. Those were never mine. I mean, those were something Dusty was selling. I just was doing what's it called? Yeah, whatever. I forget what it's called when you sell someone else's product for a commission basis. Well, the name escapes me. Someone out there will get it. But yeah, I've worn it in public, and I didn't notice any reaction to it whatsoever. Oh yeah, Dusty invented the very concept of the T-shirt. I forgot about that. Not branding. It's a type of marketing, not distributor. It's affiliate marketing. Yes, I was an affiliate. Do you know that because of a deal he struck with people making the original Batman movie, Jack Nicholson gets royalties anytime the Joker is portrayed in a live-action Batman movie? Well, that's interesting. Pyramid scheme. I already figured it out. Affiliate marketing, dude. It's not, you know, you guys can stop throwing out suggestions. I nailed it. I got it. Wear a Trump hat in San Francisco, TJ. Why? If I find myself in San Francisco, maybe I'll do it. I have this sneaking suspicion that no one's going to do anything. But we'll see. Maybe someone will. Hey, Dusty didn't invent all porn, all right? He just invented facial porn, all right? G-Man hit 10,000 subs. Cool. Pretty funny. If it's Misanthropic Blues, why is the background red? Atheism debunked forever. By the way, how are you feeling today, mate? I've gone through several different moods today. Right now, it's sort of like I said, misanthropic blues. Just tired of humanity, tired of their shit, disgusted with everything and everyone I see around me, and so I came here because if there's anyone who can restore my faith in humanity, it's this chat. I feel kind of bad for Jared Leto. He clearly wanted so bad to be the next Heath Ledger, and it was just a resounding failure. Was it more his fault or the movie's fault? It was his fault. The movie was dog shit, though, so I guess you can't entirely blame him, but I bang a midget? I mean, if they were hot. Some hot midgets out there, but it's not really my thing. Tommy from the Bronx is going to restore my faith in humanity just by showing me off, just by whipping his dick out, and then I'm like, oh, okay, humanity's cool again. You're tired of human affairs, talk about particle physics. I wish I could. I wish I had enough of a grasp of particle physics that I could hold even a rudimentary conversation on it, but I can't because I don't. Have you actually seen a hot midget, or are you just assuming they exist? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's just fucking type it in. Hot midget. Let's see. Hot midget. Hot midget. Apparently this chick's a midget. Here. There's a midget bitch for you. That ain't bad. Why not, no? Midget. Yeah, there's some hot midgets, dude. I'm looking at them. See them. They exist. They're real. Now, seems like there's not a whole lot of them because I'm seeing some of the same bitches recurring over and over again, but whatever. So, you know. Oh, those are just creepy. All right. I've gotten far enough down the search results that it's getting a little ugly. Well, if you want to have a laugh, Mediocre is releasing another video soon. If you need to feel better, weed. By the way, I love your videos, mate. Thanks. I appreciate it. Aren't we running out of midgets? I hope so. Who the hell wants to be a midget? Not many people. What is this about? You know, nothing really. I mean, supposed to be about something. Is that what you think? There's no about, you know? Will Trump make it to 2020? I don't know. I have a bet going that he won't, but I don't really know for sure. How could anyone? Or maybe everyone will become a midget. Hard to say. Wow. No, I didn't watch WrestleMania. Misanthropy isn't so bad. Start a nihilist death cult and don't let anyone join. Okay. I farted in my diaper and some poop came out. That's neat. Thanks for the $2. I wish Snow White ended with all the dwarves gangbanging her while the prince watches. Yeah, I mean, that seems like a better ending. I agree with you. I don't think I have a good enough memory to write an autobiography. I've been rather viciously critical of others as well as of late, as people are so lazy, lacking in character, gutless, treacherous, ignorant, and undependable. Those aren't even my main issues. Like, let's go through that for a second. Lazy. I mean, I'm lazy, whatever. At least I try to be. Gutless. I mean, treacherous is a big one. That can be a problem. Ignorant. Ignorant's probably my big one. Undependable. I don't even try to depend on people usually, so that's not too big of an issue. I think ignorance is probably the biggest one. I mean, I guess ignorance itself is not so bad. It's more people who are ignorant of something yet still have a strong position on it for some reason. That's what really blows my mind. Just make up half your life story. That could be fun. totally fictional biography. The totally bullshit story of my life. 100% made up bullshit. Not in the least bit accurate. Fabrication from start to finish. I slew the Hydra. Wow. Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty cool. Turns out the key was chopping its dick off. You know, you chop off a head, another head grows. You got to go for the dick. Slice the dick. Doesn't grow a new dick. Doesn't grow two new dicks in its place. It just bleeds out and dies. That's the secret to slaying the Hydra. You know? TJ, say something funny. I don't feel like being clever. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, damn you. Leave me alone. Oh shit, what's this? This is the Nightmare Fuel page. Shit. Sorry, I got distracted for a moment. Hope you buy some horribly delicious processed food with this. Sounds good. What's the crappiest question you've ever gotten? There's so much competition for that distinction. I don't know. I don't know who I could award that dubious honor. Are you okay, TJ? I'm fine. Just a little sleepy. Probably not able to sleep. Heroin or crack? Neither. Wah, wah, wah. TJ, are you with me? No, definitely not. You suck. I hate you. TJ, what's your favorite religion? Satanism. What is the best question anyone's ever asked you? No. I farted in my diaper and some poop came out. Okay. I would put a stop to that, but I'm benefiting monetarily from it, so I guess I won't. It's a recurring super chat of some guy talk about how he farted and some poop came out. You know, whatever. It's magical. How life works sometimes, you know, what are you going to do? Womp 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 womp. All right. I think I might be losing my mind. Uh-huh. Well, I'm getting pretty bored. Thank you for helping me kill 1 hour and 29 minutes and 48 seconds of my time. But I think I must go.